Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and do you like my little bunny friend? Isn't she so stinking cute? This is what we're making today, and it is a little candy dome holder that is made out of all cardstock. But here is the beauty of this. Before, when we would make these, in order for someone to open up and access the candy, they would have to rip the dome off. But instead, the way I've designed this file is that instead of taking off your dome, you're going to turn it around in the back and you'll see these perforated lines in this little cutout. You're going to be able to rip this and access your candy, but still be left with your cute little bunny. Isn't she darling? So I did mention that I created this SVG file, so you're going to want to go to my cardstock warehouse and pick up the SVG file. But since you're there, you might as well just get yourself some really good cardstock. This right here, I used my original white glitter cardstock and then also lavender. For the plain cardstock side, I used just a bit of ivory, light pink, and black for this entire project. Now let's talk about this thing right here. A lot of people ask me, what in the world do we use as crafters use for this? What you use are clear fillable ornaments. I will link the ones that I use in the description of this video. The particular file that I created, once you upload it into Cricut Design Space, it is going to be sized for a 3-inch ornament. So keep that in mind. I will show you how to prep this because it's not going to end up looking like this when we go to assemble it. But just know the file, the way that it's sized is perfect for a 3-inch ornament. All right, are you ready to get started? Let's go. Okay, the very first thing you want to do is open up a new window in Cricut Design Space, and then you want to go into Upload. Okay, then what you want to do is go over here to Upload Image, and then you want to find that SVG file that I've created, and then we want to drag and drop it into Cricut Design Space. At this point in time, you could totally rename this if you wanted to, but I am just going to press Upload. Then we are going to click on our uploaded image, and we are going to press Add to Canvas. Now remember what I said earlier, this particular file is sized for a 3-inch fillable clear ornament. If you have a smaller ornament or a larger ornament at this point in time, you are going to want to resize this to the exact shape that you have here. So how you do that is you want to insert a shape. So go to Shapes, and all you want to do is insert a circle. Okay, at this point in time, what you want to do is resize this circle to the clear fillable ornament that you have. Let's say you have a 2-inch ornament. So then what you want to do is just make this 2 inches or keep it 2 inches. And we are going to put this over here on the inside of our bunny. Now at this point, what you want to do is click on our uploaded bunny SVG file, making sure that this right here is locked. Then you want to resize this until this line right here fits inside your circle. You don't want to go all the way over to the outside circle because you want to give it a little bit of room. That is your bunny's body, and so you don't want to cut that completely off. So what you want to do is just make this smaller until you can fit that scored line into your bunny. So just like that. If we zoom in, it's going to be really teeny, but if we zoom in and we click on this new circle that we created and go up here into Operations, Basic Cut, and switch it over to a guide, you will see that that weird line, it fits inside our new candy dome circle. Now I think it needs to go a little bit smaller, so we'll just make him just a little bit smaller. So that candy dome fits perfectly inside that circle. Great. So once you have this resized to the size that you need, all you need to do at this point is just delete our circle that we inserted. We don't actually need that. That was just there to size our bunny appropriately. Now I am going to be using my 3-inch domes. So I am just going to go back to the original file and the original size. Now, no matter what size you end up making this file, there's one thing that you are going to need to do before we cut this out. What you want to do is select your bunny, right click and press ungroup. Then what you want to do is coming over here into the right. You're going to want to click this right here. This, once I click on it, do you see how now those lines have now been selected? You want to click that. That's the one you want. You also want to press Shift on your keyboard and select this right here, which is the very back largest piece of the SVG file. When you have that done, you want to come down here and press Attach. Now, if you did not do this step and all you did was just press Make, what happens is your lines were supposed to be right here, right? But they actually ended up going over here on the black sheet of paper. Now, the problem with that is that these lines are going to get cut on a random black sheet of paper and serve you zero purpose. What was really supposed to happen is those lines were supposed to stay over here, so it gives you the lines that are going to be on the back of your piece of cardstock. So this is why it is so important to select those lines, Shift on your keyboard in the very back piece, pressing Attach, because now what we can do is go and press Make It, and those lines are now attached to the big piece, exactly what we need to get the lines like this on the back of our bunny candy holder. Okay, and at this point, if you wanted to make multiples of these, right now we only have it set up for one. If you wanted to make 2 or 3, you would just come over here to Project Copies. Let's say I want to make 2 more and just press Apply. And you are going to see that we have enough pieces for 2 bunnies. However, here's the deal, is sometimes when you do that, Cricut will say, oh, you're going to need 2 sheets of glitter cardstock. But I think that if I were to rearrange these a little bit, that I would be able to get something more onto my sheet. So let's move and turn our pieces around. Whenever you do this, you want to make sure that what we're scooching in together don't touch. So like right up here, we want to pay attention to that. I'm going to go real close to it. And let's just make sure that I can get more on here to save room and save material. Okay, so I've cleared out some room. Let's see if I can fit some bunny face in here. So I am going to click on one of these. I'm just going to drag it down here to the bottom corner. Use these 3 dots, press Move Object, and move it over to the very first screen and press Confirm. Now I can scoot this up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can save some room here. I mean, my cardstock is already cheap, but like, why use more material if you don't have to, right? So let's move that other head. Let's see if we can fit that next head in here. 3 dots, Move Object, go over to the first canvas, press OK. Okay, with a little bit of maneuvering, you can see that every single one of my pieces actually end up fitting on one single sheet of white glitter cardstock, which is fabulous because now we just saved a whole sheet of glitter cardstock. Going back over, you could do the same thing with every other material that you are using just to conserve on material. Okay, the very next step is going over to the Cricuts and start cutting out our bunny favors. Okay, the very first thing you want to do is pull out the cardstock that you're going to be using. You always want to load in your cardstock at the top left of your cutting mat. Load that into your machine. With my glitter cardstock, I always cut on the Cardstock Plus method. And then with the plain cardstock, I just use the 70-pound cardstock weight. I also always use the fast cut mode on the Cricut because I don't like cutting on the slow mode. Load that into your machine and start cutting. Now, when my machine is cutting, I always like to take a second mat and load in the next piece of cardstock color that I'm going to be using. This just keeps your hands busy, and while the machine's cutting, you're working. Then when the machine's done cutting, all you have to do is just switch out the mat, so you get done cutting a lot faster. When everything is done cutting, you want to start gluing your pieces together. However, for this project, what you need to do is glue the feet together, and then you want to glue the bunny face on top of the main part of the bunny. We're going to glue the hands and the feet onto the bunny after we glue in our candy dome. Then what you want to do is grab whatever candy that you're going to be using. I suggest individually wrapped candies because you don't want the glue to get all over your candies. That would be really gross. Then what you're going to do is take some clear silicone glue. I like clear silicone glue because it really does grab the cardstock really well, and then it dries clear. You want to take that glue and put it over the entire rim of your clear dome, making sure that you don't use a whole lot of glue because you don't want it going around everywhere. Then when you have all the glue put over your dome, you just want to place that in the middle of the Easter Bunny's belly, pressing down on the dome to make sure that it is nice and stuck onto your cardstock. Then the last and final thing you need to do is put on the bunny feet and hands. Now you can do this one or two ways. You can just use regular cardstock glue and glue them onto the larger piece of the bunny. Or I personally am going to be using some foam tape from my girl Nancy at Fanciful Chaos. I'm just going to put the foam tape on the back of the hands and the feet, and I'm just going to put those onto the larger bunny piece. This just creates more dimension in our final project. Now all you have to do is wait for your domes to dry, and then you can handle these however you want. Now, didn't these candy holders turn out so freaking cute? I hope you love this project, y'all, and I inspired you to create, and I'll see you later.